Yeah, intro time. Time for a little cheeky intro. I've seen your old chitter chatter, chitty bang banging. I've seen it. I've been watching. I've been setting up. I've been sat here for a little while. I just thought I'll let them chat. How's everybody evenings? How everybody's evenings? Mando, Daniel, Louise, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Karina. Is that us? That's us. How's everybody doing? Monday night. Woof! Monday night. Another Monday night done. I was going to put that in the bottom. I'm under 24, but I looked at it. I think that's what I did last time. Just another Monday night done. It's always good to just go, whew, another Monday night done. And breathe, everybody, and breathe. I've got my little dead man's fingers cup today. Cheers, everybody. Rum and Rants 24. Rum and Rants 24. Cheers to everybody. Drink up. That's some good rum, not sponsored. What's everybody got? Anyone got a little cheeky one? Everyone got a little cheeky drink? Anyone? Anyone that's early with the Ferris Bueller reference tonight? Anyone? Are we live? We'll get that one in as well. We'll get that one in. We're going to do an unpackaging today. An unboxing. I've had my big parcel from Daniel. No, I haven't. Not yet. But I have had the first purchase from Kev87, the merchandise store. The first purchase is had. And there is Buy Me a Coffee up there, by the way, everyone. I forgot about that. I forgot to tell. I keep forgetting to tell everyone. There is Buy Me a Coffee in the About on the channel. You don't have to, obviously. I'm not expecting it, but it is there if you want to, right? So, yeah, I've got an unboxing and packaging to do. And then a test. You're all going to be guinea pigs as people drift in. As people drift in. Great band, right? What rum and what is Dead Man's Fingers? Right. You think that could be a good band? Probably would be a good band, actually. Well, isn't there a band called Sticky Little Fingers? Yes, there is. There is a band called Sticky Little Fingers. Not sponsored yet. It's never sponsored. Not yet. And SDW77 still beating me at the moment. Still beating Kev87. SDW77 is 417 on this one on Kev87 and 420 on SDW77. You know what I think's happened on SDW77? You see, because I've given that other car away now. That's sold. On the window, it had my tags on it. Now, they will have taken them off, but they will have seen them, so they will have all looked at it, and they might have subscribed because they all work for Volkswagen. So maybe that's where the extra subs have come from. I don't know. Or it might be from some people that are in looking at the tool stuff, like Volkswagens. They've gone and seen, because it's linked to my car channel, they've gone and had a look and gone, well, I like that as well. So maybe that's it. Dry January. Are you doing a dry January? Right, okay. Well, good for you, Karina. Dry January. Is Alex doing that as well? Dry January. I'm doing a dry January as well. I just finished early and never really started. So I had a bash, though. I've not got the live chat on. Live chat. Everyone live chat. I've chatted right up. So what you all been talking about. So yeah, all right. Are you going to do a jousting video? I did see that, actually. Yeah, that was it. So yeah, I'm going to do a reaction video to Maryland jousting. You found footage within the depths of the internet, Daniel. Is that you found footage? Where did you find your footage? Your footage? Evening, Gary. How you doing? Alex is too, mostly because of the treatment. Oh, right. Fine. Okay. Fair enough. Excellent. Well, still good. Evening, Gary. How are you doing? How is it up there in the land where you are? The land of Scott. How is it, my friend? Cold? Is it cold up there? Is it Baltic? Absolutely Baltic. It's Baltic down here, I can tell you that. Alexa, what's the temperature? Oh, it's the one that's about 4 miles away that's answering that question, so nobody can hear that. I have to whisper it. Alexa, what's the temperature?
At the moment, it's 2 degrees Celsius. Tonight, you can expect a low of 0 degrees.
0 degrees, 2 Celsius, 0 degrees, in case you didn't hear that. Damp as usual. Yes, generally that's what I say. When people say about Scotland, "Oh, it's cold up there, isn't it?" And well, maybe a little bit, a tiny bit, maybe, but it's mainly more wet. It rains a lot. It rains a lot. That's what I always remember. As I told the story of my Sten night the other night, walking home, and it was pouring, and I had no idea it was raining. I was just happy to be on my feet and moving forward, and vomiting as I was going. Not realising I was getting soaked with rain. So yeah, so it's I've got Steve, how you doing? Whoa, the notification woke you up. Well, that's good. That's what it's meant to do. What did it start shouting at? Steve, get up. So I'm going to do an unboxing of a product that I unboxed earlier. So there it is. That's it. That was the unboxing. I already did it, but I thought I'd build it up a bit. So it's quite a nice. Not sponsored. Not sponsored. It's quite a nice Fender. I've got Fender. I went mental because my guitar's Fender. So I thought, you know what? I'll just go Fender and get myself a guitar cable because I've got obviously my little studio thing down here, which is what the mic goes through. So it's green, which I liked. I like the green color. So I'm going to plug it in. And you can tell me if there's any difference in the sound that comes through to you, because at the moment, I think what's happening when I try and sing on the guitar is this mic's fighting with the sound that's coming out of the guitar and my voice. How technical is that? I'm still looking down here, but I forget it's up there. So that's what I think's happening. So I'm going to plug it in at some point, not right now, plug it in at some point, and you can tell me if it makes any difference in terms of the sound from the guitar. Yeah. Are you with me? Are you with me? You get me? You get me, man? Yay or nay? Put the chat on there as well, and then I can see it there. How you doing anyway, Steve? How you doing? How was your Monday? How was your Monday? And the Wayne's did it? The Wayne's tablet answered. Excellent, good. Yeah, I do it to Thea. It's normally Thea I do it to. I send her lights mad Gary normally in her house. 13-foot that cable, as I've just said there, because I saw 4 meters and then I saw a big 13-foot. I'm not going to need 13 foot. I'm going to need about that much foot. But it's good to have a long cable. I've also got a very mini Fender. Oh, no, it's not Fender. It's a Squirrel. I've got a little Squirrel mini amp over there as well. Because it's an electric acoustic. DAS is electric acoustic. So did anyone, was it just Mandy, was it just me and you that ended up on Casper's stream earlier on? That he couldn't get his sound working? I've looked, right, and I was going to help him later on. I've looked, and I don't know why it wouldn't work. I think it's easy it should just work. So I don't know why it's not working. It'll be something to do with his laptop. So he'll just need to keep playing with it. I don't think there's anything I can do to help him. I know I said I would help him later on, but I'm not sure there's anything I can do. He's not in, is he? I've not seen him come in anyway. Code. Just code. What have I missed? What did I miss? The top bit there. Flint work. Are you doing Flint work next week, Steve? Bit of Flint work. I've got the game. What time does that match kick off? I thought it was 8 o'clock. Must be 1:15. Is it 1:15? Must be. Must be 1:15. Must be 1:15. So the interview went down well, I think, last night. It's got a good amount of views on YouTube. That must all be you, I'm taking it, that's watching that. I watched it back a couple of times. Funny. It was making me laugh. Your brother was playing in Minehead over the weekend at Butlins. What do you mean he was playing? Louise, what do you mean he was playing at Butlins? Is he one of the acts? Or was he playing football or some sort of sport? Or was he just at Minehead playing on a park? Can you confirm that for me, please? Can you confirm that? Can we have that confirmed, please, Louise? We need more detail around that story. Match is... is it delayed? Oh, right, fine. Okay, that's what's happened then. Oh, more of you arrived, but you still couldn't work it out. I don't know what it must be. Problems on the tube. Is the right? Okay, he's gone. Yeah, Lampard's been sacked. He was sacked earlier on. I don't know whether it's been it was announced everywhere, Gary. But at least an hour ago, it still hadn't been announced by the actual club. But everybody else had announced it. All the other sports broadcasters had announced it because they were saying on. I can't remember what I was listening to, some radio program not long ago. They were saying they've still not actually announced it from Everton. It's not been announced that he's been sacked, but yes. In his band, right? Okay, in his band. Fine, okay. Gone, he's gone. Nick, yeah, that we were just talking about your man. Your man's gone. Well, not your man. You probably wanted that. What did you want? Did you want him out or were you happy with him to stay in? Oh, Frankie Lampard. Kirsty, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I've got my rum, everyone, like I said. She's just come down from the Isle of... not the Isle of Skye. She's just come down from Camden Town. She wears all black and we'll never see a frown. And we all shout as she comes round. Kirsty, where's your charges? You got your charges, Kirsty? Kirsty, where are your charges? Bosh, we're in. I've not got that plugged in. What's that at? 46. I can plug that in. It's not too difficult for me to plug that in, so I'll do that. I'll plug that bad boy in. What's the phone like? The phone's been plugged in most of the day, so that should be fine. That's dandy and fine. Fine and dandy, that one. Laptop's plugged in. That's a monitor. That's got its own power source. So I'm all good. Everyone check your percentages. Check your connections. Kirsty's in. Remember to check your charges. For Kirsty is in the room. And she be the queen of lost charges. Of course, as we all know, she's the queen of lost charges. So how did everybody's day go? Anything interesting happen for anyone today? Let's get that out of the way first of all. Nothing interesting for me. Pretty straightforward, as normal, just in and out of work. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. Anything for anyone else? Anyone? Anything crazy happen on a Monday for anyone? Or just glad to have it out of the way, as always, into Tuesday already. Been watching music videos on YouTube. Excellent. Fine. You like Lampard, but he needed to go. Our squad should be higher than it is in the table, but the board need to be flown into the sun. Okay. It's a fair point. I wouldn't want to be the pilot. With you and cheese, yeah. These cheese videos, he's changing all the words for cheese, I know, because it's cheesy pop songs, isn't it? It's cheesy. It's the connection. Cheesy pop songs, well, there's a connection. Cheesy pop songs. Let's try this little bad boy. See how this works out. They're out, they're ready to play in the match. Oh, it's got a nice thing that I can probably take out rather than ripping apart. No, it's going to have to be ripped. Oh, no, there we go. It comes out nice. Oh. It's a particular person's. It's a Joe Strummer one. It's a Joe Strummer one, by the way, everyone. Joe Strummer. My voice is a little bit croaky. I don't know if there'll be any singing happening. Day off on Monday. How you end up working harder on your day off? Is that what you're saying? You know, I was looking at a little cheeky part-time job. I'm already thinking, can I go part-time? Now I've sold that car. Gonna go part-time. It's actually a better salary. I was thinking, can I go part-time? I'm gonna need something short. I'm gonna need scissors for that. I'm just gonna have to wait for a bit. I'll do it in a minute because I need to. Oh, there's some in the bathroom. That's fine. I'll get them in a second. Need scissors. Need scissors. They're doing all right though. The Red Dwarf one's doing right. That's got some good views on that one. That Red Dwarf one that you did. You see when you say you're going to watch it? Have you got them? Are they on the TV or have you got them on like a DVD or something? When you say it's like midnight, it's Red Dwarf time. I assume you're going to watch that at 12 o'clock. You know, that's what you're doing. So is that on the TV? Because I would watch them if they were on, probably. What channel are they on if you're watching them on TV? Adam, how you doing? Are your feet on the ground? You're steady? Back to eating pheasant and deer and gazelles. Right, I'll just run. Right, everyone say hello to Adam. Hello, Adam, and I'll run. I'll run and get this scissors, Skiros. Oh, scissors, scissors, where are thou? They're not here. Oh, there. Oh shit, the bed. I've pulled that right out the wall. Look, right out the wall. I've done that. What was that plugged into? It was plugged into right there. Look. Bosh. Bish, bash, bosh. That's it, plugged in again. Got them. These are actually my old nursing scissors. And they were passed down from my mum. They were my mum's nursing scissors as well. They were my nursing scissors. For cutting people. I'll get banned now from YouTube. For cutting stuff, dressings, etc. Trousers, jumpers, all kinds of stuff. They cut them scissors. Right. You really are going to be guinea pigs for this. I can tell you that for sure. The guinea pigs. Dave, how you doing? They're on Dave on Sunday night, so it became are they still on Dave on a Sunday night? Can I use your last name in a video promo? Look, what are you doing? Video promos? What's that all about? What's that all about? Tell us what you're talking about. Right, hang on. Get him plugged in. Oh, you bugger. I'll just put it up there for now, right? It's staying there. It's staying there. Right. So this is without it plugged in. Tell me what this sounds like. I could listen myself, but it'll just sound random, right? I'll take that out the fretboard. Sorry if it's out of tune, but just it is out of tune. It's out of tune, right? But just so that's how it sounds when it's not plugged in. It's not plugged in, and I'm singing, and I've got the guitar playing. La 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 la. Right, that's what it sounds like, not plugged in. Let me plug it in now. Oh. I feel like Marty McFly here. No, tell me if this. There's a couple of buttons I might need to press. So tell me if this makes any difference now. Does that sound any different to how it did before? Me singing and talking, singing and singing and talking and singing. Does it sound any different? Hi Pip, how you doing? I'm experimenting on you all. Does it sound any different? Oh, they're off. They're playing a minute in. Is there any difference between the two? I don't know whether it's very high, that. It's still out of tune. No, it's still out of tune. Yeah, but is the sound any different? Is it clearer when it's plugged in? That's plugged in, and that's not plugged in. Is there any difference? Is there any difference between the two? Is there any difference between the two? Oh, that's switched on. It's probably not that bad, actually. Maybe. I think the cats must play when I'm not in. That's well out. The cats have been playing it. Jadio, how you doing? Does it sound any different? 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 Unplugged. Unplugged. Any difference between the two noises? Or not? You know, that one got blocked. You know, I did that one on one of the streams. Remember, I did Staring at the Sun on one of the. No, it didn't get blocked. It got copyrighted. It said I was playing somebody's version of Staring at the Sun. It got a copyright for me playing that. I don't even think I played the whole song. Did I? I can't even remember what I did. Jackie, how you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. How you doing? Can't hear much difference, right? Fair enough. It must be just when I'll have to maybe try a recording. It might need to be pressing buttons on there or something. I mean, I've got that off. That's because the mic's on. Because then I can hear myself talking if I've got that on. I see I can hear that through my monitors. Okay. Yeah, I'll work it out. I think there's a way that should be now plugged in my opinion. That's the tuner, so that doesn't make any difference to anything. That's all that stuff. So what you're doing, I'll come back and read that. Right? I'll mess about with that and see if I can get that working. I'll leave it plugged in there. That's fine. It'll start making some noises. But I like the lead. I like the lead anyway. It's nice. It's got a nice tactile feel to it. What you're saying you're doing, let me see this. You're planning an overly ambitious video promo for the company. You have no idea how to do it. And you may do a live stream in the next week or two and bring you all into the idea. Yeah, you see, so stream in the next week or two. See, in the next week or two, I am just slammed. So, yeah, just slammed the next couple of weeks. Soz. It's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? What are you saying? Right, yeah, looking forward to it. Good. Can't hear much difference. I got that right. Okay. You can use Jackie. Yes, you can. She says you can use her pretty face for that. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm sitting so close to the mic. But the guitar, you should be able to see it here. The guitars. See where I've got my mic plugged in, right? This is why I thought it would work. See where my mic's plugged in? That's the sound for all of this. That's where the sound's coming from. And it's the same. That's my stomach rumbling. That's the same thing that I've plugged the guitar into. So essentially, that should be now coming through YouTube rather than just out of here into this mic. It should have its own input. There we go. That's the easy way to put that. The simple way. Should have its own input now. A massive long round the house is a description of what I was trying to get there. But I don't know why. I'll work it out. I'll work it out. So I will. So I will. $2.99 on Apple Music. Well, you know what? You know what? I forgot to say this the other night as well. I forgot to say this. You see, he was writing on Adam's stream. He's never been on one of my streams. What are you paying him, Adam, to go into your stream? Is that what happened? Did he get some money? Did you give him and Daniel money and you didn't give me any money? Or anybody else, for that matter? Never been in one of my streams. That's Spencer, Joyce, Music Company, half of Embraces Suck 21. You're getting called out, Spencer, Joyce. If you ever see this, you're getting called out, son. I'll sing you. I saw something come up there. I did see something come up, Daniel. Now everyone's going to go off and watch that now, aren't they? Yeah, everyone go off and watch Daniel's video. I'll put it up here, Daniel, but then you won't get any views on it if I put it up here. We could all sit and watch it together now. Is it up, you're saying? Been now what you're saying as the crow flies? I was just watching your in-betweeners reaction to the field trip. That's what I was watching before I started doing the stream. Subscriptions. Arius and the Nation. I think I need to refresh this. Refresh. Yes, please. Subscriptions. Videos. Is it up? Is something? What is it? A short? What is it that you've? I can't see anything. I've not got anything. Oh, you're editing. I'm looking for it. I should have just looked round. That just saved me about 30 seconds there. Is it a clown show? Is a clown show? There's not actual clowns. You just mean it's full of clowns, not real clowns. You're just using clowns as a derogatory term. Who did you send porn? I sent them porn. What are you saying? Oh, right. Right. You see, that's how it happens. You forget the connection. What was I talking about when you wrote that? I get it. Right. Well, I didn't get any. Nobody else got any either. Mind you, if it was pictures of you, then you're fine. You can keep that. Cheers, everyone. My stomach's properly rumbling. I've eaten as well. Lovely rum, not sponsored. Correct. Right, fine. Okay, Tatty Bye, Kirsty. Tatty Bye. Make sure everything's charged before you leave the house. He's crazy, isn't he, Pip? He is crazy. I did like that one as well. I've not seen all of that one. That one's a paused one. I paused that one as well. I've not quite finished the in-betweens one. I've not quite finished that one either. I start watching them on my lunch. That's what I do. I start watching them on my lunch at work because I've got big screens in my orifice. Who misses? And I watch them there, and then I always get interrupted, so I have to go out and do something or deal with something. And by the time I've come back, it's lunch. Lunch is over. Are you still poor? Where's Kirsty off to? Is she going somewhere? Is she on a date or something? What happened to the date? What was he? What did she say he was? Did she say he was a social worker? That date she had, that gentleman, or it must have been a gentleman. Was it a gentleman or I can't remember whether it was a boy or a girl. Was it a boy or a girl? What do we remember, everyone? Us nosyians, what do we remember? I remember it was a social worker, but I can't remember whether it was a male or a female because we know she's got no specific preference. Oh, Tottenham. See, I'm getting fooled again by this game. I'm looking at it going, yep, with Tottenham are in the white, but the Knights Fulham in the white. The payment. You're talking about something else. Talking about something else, isn't you? So I was looking at the date as well. That was the other thing that's just popped into my head. Hi Ruby, how you doing? What you want? You want something? The quiz. The quiz. That quiz. The first proper quiz. Let's look at some dates for that. That was the other thing that was in my head. Where are the dates? Because we're getting to the end of January. Woo, get to the end of January. So the quiz, right? We said the last Sunday stream of the month for the quiz. So that would be this Sunday. The first proper quiz. Yes, everyone? Yes. Yes. First proper quiz is going to be as of Sunday, the 29th. 20 questions. We're doubling up on the questions this time. Okay. Next Sunday, Sunday the 29th. I'll put it up anyway. You'll see it. But I will start compiling my questions. I've already got some. I've got some extras from the previous quiz. I had 5 tiebreak questions. Not that I was going to do 5 tiebreaks, just in case I needed to keep using another question. So I have got some extras. So I'll get the rest, and we'll do the quiz, the first proper quiz, on Sunday. And we'll be rumming and ranting again, obviously, tomorrow. But on Wednesday, excuse me, I'll just burp at you. I'll burp at you. Man United versus Forest in the cup. So I'll do that as the live football stream. So it's going to be a busy week, but it keeps me out of trouble. And I like being busy. I do like to be busy rather than sitting because then you become idle. And I end up buying stuff. I'll just buy that. When you're idle, I tend to buy stuff. Excellent. Good, Louise. I'm glad you like the sound of that. Oh, yes. So the other thing, everyone, and this is a slightly more concerning thing. Has anyone seen or been in touch with Vim recently? I've not seen him about for a good while. Anyone seen him in any streams of late? Do you know of anyone? I've not seen him for a bit. And I just wondered if anybody else had. Well, someone's getting a card. An early card in the game there. Not even on IG. 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that's about when I think I last saw him around then, or had him in a stream. Hope he's okay. I know he was getting back into work, wasn't he? Maybe he would still think, yeah. Anyway, so there we go. Well, it's out there. What is happening here? I've got the football. If you don't know, I've got the football on in front of me as well. The Spurs, like I said in the description. Not that anyone reads the description. I've got the Fulham Spurs match on in front of me as well. See if Spurs get beat again. You haven't seen him? Not seen him either. Not seen him. That's not good, is it? What do we think? What do we think, everyone? Do we think we should try and get in touch with him? Because none of us have seen him. Maybe we should try and see if he's okay. Yeah. Let me just quickly look. Now that that's in my head and everyone said no, 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 no. There's Daniel and Spencer. Hello, Daniel and Spencer. No, well, he wasn't. No, he was active on. He was active on Instagram 41 minutes ago. I don't know whether you can see that actually. It says he was active 41 minutes ago. So there we go. So hopefully he's okay. Maybe he just doesn't like us anymore. Bonzi, how you doing? Hello, Bonzi. Maybe. He might be just having a bit of time out. Yeah, might be just having a bit of an unplug while he's on Instagram. 41 minutes ago he's on Instagram. So hopefully he's okay. He's maybe just giving it a bit of a break for a bit. As some people tend to do. It's what you need to do sometimes, isn't it? Just step away. Have a little step away. Breathe and come back. I need to get my head around it. It's Fulham in the white here because I keep going, oh, they're doing well. But that's Spurs. How you doing, Barnsey? You all right anyway? Yeah, I'll read. It was a great game. Arsenal deserved it. Arsenal deserved to win. They were the better team. They're a good team. We did all right. I think we did all right against them. We were beating them, and then we were 2-2. I think we did all right. So I'm not too disappointed with that. We were never going to be winning the league. It was nice to be in the race for a couple of games or whatever, but we were never winning the league. I don't think. Oh, you never know what's going to happen. Do you? There's still loads of games left. You never know what's going to happen, but we're still in there and we're still in the top four. And there's this gap, isn't there? I think isn't Spurs the next team down? I'm sure Spurs is down after that, but they're a fair way off. Yeah, well, United on 39 and then Spurs on 34. I don't know whether they've changed that. I don't know whether that's updated based on them drawing currently, whether there's an extra point on that. But they're on 34 on there. But yeah, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed watching the game. I was on edge. I was on the edge of my seat for some of it. That's why I didn't stream it because I know I would be. And I didn't, once Arsenal scored in whatever minute, I just turned it off. Then I just went off. That's it, done. They're not gonna get one back. But we looked good. Thought United looked good. Yeah, it was. That's what I thought. You just got to say it sometimes. If the other team were better, they were better. But we were decent, and that's the main thing after being utter crap. Utter crap at the start. And Daniel's team won as well. That's what's put Frank Lampard out of a job. West Ham won a game 2-0 against Nick's team. Daniel's team versus Nick's team. Daniel's team comes out on top. Nick's team loses the manager. Excuse him, what? Top 4, yeah. I think we will. Because we've had a little knock, and that's fine. We'll keep going. Looking a lot better. And I like Weghorst as well. He looks decent. He holds the ball up well. And he gets stuck in, and he likes a bit of a ruck. He likes a bit of a ruck as well. He likes a bit of argy-bargy. Likes a bit of argy. Yeah, I like Arteta. I'm so handsome. The Stephen Fowler is I so handsome. I do like Arteta as well. He's getting a lot of stick for running up and down the touchline. He does do it a bit. It is a bit over the top. And they were saying, "Oh, Klopp, Ten Hag was standing out of the box, but he wasn't jumping around and running up and down. That's the difference. But yeah, I don't mind a bit of that. It does go a bit too far at times, but apparently there was a meeting before all of it to say stop it to all the Premier League managers. Essentially, that's what the meeting was. They just went in, 20-second meeting. Right, in terms of being out of your box and run up and down the line, stop it, get out. That was it. The mighty West Ham, absolutely. Got a win. As soon as Danny Ings turns up, they get themselves a win. Yeah. So Barnsley, if you hadn't heard the word about the bird, quiz on Sunday. First big quiz, first proper quiz. Sunday night, 29th. Get it in your diary. And Pip, if you do, I'm sure I don't know whether you had heard that either. 29th. I've got a big cat here, hang on. I mean, why have you done that? That's crazy. She needs a brush. She needs a brushing. Ah, you funny old game. I know. They've got a good team as well, but all the other teams are getting better. It's equalising a little bit. It's equalising. The money's starting to make a difference. After a good few years of the Premier League being around now, the other teams that have managed to stay in there are equalising a little bit. Not in terms of the absolute superstars, but good, decent players and good managers and good spirit in the teams that it's equalising a little bit. So it's hard to win a game in the Premier League. That's why they call it the best league in the world. I don't watch the other leagues, so I don't profess that. I just go on what other people say. But I don't watch enough of the other leagues to say that the Premier League's the best league in the world. You've already won it, 30 points. Yes. I get you right. I wondered what you thought we talked about football still. Right, the quiz. Well done, Jack. Well done, Barnsley. He's already won. Everyone, he's already won. That's how it works. Barnsley rules, them called the Barnsley rules. By the way, BTW. Struggling to stay up, right? Okay. Yeah. So we'll do 2 rounds of 10. I think that'll be the easier. 2 rounds of 10 questions, similar to those that we did last time. Like I said, I've already got some, and then I'll get some in case there be a tiebreaker. And if it's successful, if it takes off of oven, then I can do a prize. I can do a prize, and I can be in touch with you, and you can give me where I need to send you a little bottle of wine or something, or whatever or something, a little gift of some sort, a little prize. A wee prize, a wee gift. Lovely bit of rum. It's not very good. Anyone watching the match? It's not very good. It's not very good. You're against a prize, right? Okay. Well, we'll somebody else can have it if you win. Then, Jackie, I'll give it to them on your behalf. On your behalf. Talking about like a box of chocolates or like a bottle of wine or something. $1.99 bottle of wine or something. You got to think about the postage and the packaging. Or you can get points, right? You can get points. We can do something like that. So it's not for every quiz. In 6 months, after 6 months, whoever's got the most points in 6 months, that'll get you all hooked to come back for the quiz. Then there'll be a little prize at the end of it. A prize. So we'll do like 6 quizzes or something. After 6 quizzes, a prize. Every 6 quizzes. An eighth. I don't know whether I'll get sending that through the post. I'd need to go back to university to see if I can find some contacts. Sid, that was his name, Sid. That's who we used to use at university. Or was it Sid? Was his name Sid? Yeah, it was Sid. Sid, that was it. I didn't know the rest. We didn't know the rest. Sid. Sid coming, yeah. Sid will be around in a bit. Right, fine. Does he do tick? Good old Sid. Oh, back in the younger days, the fun. No, I can't get that. I can't get that, Adam. I could get diazepam. I'm just going to take it you've misspelt that with the N on the end. I'll let you off with that one. I always, whenever I see your name, Adam, all I can think of is you telling poor Lacan to do his coursework using AI to write his code for him. That's all I can think of now when I see your name pop up. I'm sure he'd said on the stream last night. I know we were doing the questions last night. But I'm sure I seen that he'd finished. No, I know what you mean, Jackie. I don't mind. I'm not talking about an expensive gift here, but makes it a bit more interesting, doesn't it? Get a bit of feistiness into it. A bit of feistiness. If there's a box of chocolates on the go, box of celebrations or something. Oh, yellow cards getting chucked about all over the place there. Like marzipan. And diazepam, yeah. Round a bit of cake, round a bit of sponge. Have you got that? Got that diazepam with a bit of sponge, mate? Diazepam. I love a bourbon. Who loves a bourbon? That's put me in the mind for a bourbon now. I love a bit of bourbon. There's not many people like marzipan. Who likes the marzipan? I love a bit of marzipan. We did have a diazepam party once. I shouldn't say that, but it wasn't me that got him. Was it diazepam? It was diazepam. When we were student nurses, there was another male nurse, and you know what? I never crossed his path in terms of doing placements with him, but we went to university together. It didn't last long in nursing or on the course. It didn't last long on the course, but he stole. Let's say how it is. He stole some diazepam off the ward, and we had it one night. And that's all I'll say. I'm not going to tell you the rest that happened because it's not for broadcast. But yes, we did have a diazepam party once. You still love the Moggies? Pint of mild. Don't do cake. Frasa. Yes. Battenberg, that's what I mean. A Battenberg. I like a bourbon as well. I do like a bourbon as well. But Battenberg, I love a Battenberg. Bit of marzipan, round some sponge. You want me to tell you a story about sponge? Or the word sponge? So, it's my story. I'll tell you my story. It's my story. That's from Monty Python, by the way, if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing. I'm turning into Will from In Betweeners. Feisty one, you. So sponges, right? The word sponges. So there was my nieces when they were a little bit younger, not that much younger, by the way. They were late teens. 17 or 18. They were at this point. We were on holiday, and we were all together as a family, and they were doing the word search. You know, we were in, and we were just getting a bit of shade. So they were doing a little word search that was just in the villa, and my mum and dad's villa, and she was doing that, and then you had to take all the prize words from each of the little word searches you did, and put them into and make a word from them, and they made the word, and they couldn't work it out, and they were going, "What is sponges? What what are sponges? We don't know what sponges are." I was just looking, "What are you talking about? It's sponges. It's sponges, not sponges." Sponges. Like 17 and 18. What is sponges? They were laughing, going, "What is sponges? I don't know what sponges is." They never live that down, by the way. I never let them live that down. Not now. I don't speak to them, but at the time. And like I said, it's my story. Walker's crisps. I had some Walker's crisps today. You know what I had today? Squares. I had today at lunch. Squares. Cheese and onion squares I had at lunch today. Ginger cake, man. I can see, you know what I can say? Just something like that. I can send you like a multi-pack of Walkers. They'll probably get a bit crushed, but you know what I mean? Know what I mean? Frangipani. I've no idea. You've all got the Google at your fingers. Check it. Difference between marzipan and frangipan. Didn't he play for Italy? Frangipan. Tomazis. Cracking. That's a cracking night. That would be a night that they would never remember, I think, if they did that. Lacan, how you doing? I was just talking about you. Lacan. That's what happens. I speak about the people that are not in and they appear. I was just talking about you, saying Adam encouraging you to cheat on your coding project. I know you're finished. I saw that last night. I saw that you'd put in that you'd finished that, you'd done it. Has it been marked? Have you had it marked yet? How did you get on with it? Is it marked? Have you had your result from that if it's finished? How's the AI? Have you got it to do your coding yet? Adam will sort you out. He's like a dealer. He's like an AI dealer. Adam is. Need any AI doing? What, your coding project? Yeah, I can get it done for you. I'm the AI dealer, Adam. Sell a bit of coffee as well, by the way. There you go. And I've just done your pitch for you completely there. That was your pitch. Don't listen to him, Lacan. Don't listen to Adam. He'll lead you down a dark path, which he's at the end of currently, trying to get everyone to join him down there. Oh. Not marked yet, but it works fully. Good. Oh, that's good. The test plan and checklist. Good. That's good that it works. Excellent. To 3 new modules. Woo! Go on, Lacan. Go on, son. All the way to the top. All the way to the top, my friend. The AI stands for. Daniel's buying your AI goodness. Mumbo jumbo. That's what it is. It's mumbo jumbo. All that stuff. Mumbody jumbody. No, I have had a little experiment with it as well. It's just too much effort. It's just too much effort. It's a lot of effort. And that's why I know these pictures took you, it would have taken you time to go through that you marketed to us. Had a 2-hour lecture today and got a long day tomorrow. Right, okay. You had a great. We had a guy robbed it. Oh, did you? Oh, did you? Well, you know, I'll tell you a fact. I'll tell you a fact. As a nurse that worked in Scotland, in the Victoria, the old Vicky, Mount Florida, the old Vicky at Mount Florida, Queen's Park, opposite Queen's Park. Gary will probably know what I'm talking about. The old Vicky. It's probably still there because it's listed. Might be the flats now. They were still developing it. But it was a hospital, a small hospital, but big enough. Can't remember what I was going to tell you. I'll look back at the comment and it'll tell me, right, yes. So we used to get a lot of people, mainly over the weekend, patients, because I was on Ward 5 at the Vicky, surgery and anaesthetics, and we used to get patients come in as well, admitted to us from A&E. So people who didn't pay their dealers used to get stabbed in the buttocks. So we used to get a lot of people stabbed in the buttocks. Not massive, not terrible, sometimes worse than others, but stabbed in the buttocks as a warning to pay up. So they just used to come in, bed overnight. Some never even stayed overnight. They'd stay till about 4:30 and then they'd be off again. But some would stay overnight, get their breakfast, and then off, discharged. But yeah, buttocks. Sometimes we'd have 3 or 4 in beds, the empty beds. You'd be going, oh, night shift, nice empty beds. Oh, that's great. What? Another admission? What's the matter with him? Been stabbed in the bum. Oh, has he? Wish these people would pay their dealers. Wish these people would pay their dealers. That's whatever. That was the chant of the hospital of Ward 5 anyway. Wish these people would pay their dealers. Bit of stitches on them, paper stitches, dressing over the top. Get in your bed, stay off that buttock. We'll see you in the morning. Down the back with you. First year university, right? Okay, I saw you. Jackie was asking that question. I don't know. Don't encourage him, please, God. Don't encourage him. Oh, you're Adam. That's just you. That just describes you. Just Adam is the answer to that question. Yeah, right. No, they didn't go that far. It wasn't that far. Maybe that was if it got too long. They moved the knife around from the buttock into the la hole. No way. 3 suicides from Christmas. Turkish ultras do that to oppositions. Oh, do they? But that's what they used to do. Where over that way. I don't know if you've heard that, Gary, but over that way it was renowned for you not paid your debts to your dealer, whatever your poison was. Your warning before the heavy stuff was a little stab in the buttock. Stabby, stab. Terrible business plan, yeah. Especially for your buttocks, it is. Used to tax dealers, did they? Interesting. Now we've sort of got right down into dealers and drugs here. That's good. The depths. We've got into depth here. Deep. We're deep. Right into buttocks. We're deep into buttocks here, everyone. And the other great story I always tell from working on that ward. Well, there's 2 good stories from working on that ward, actually. Oof. Fulham nearly scored. There was a man in the side room, and he wasn't in there because he was infected. He was just in there because he had a bad cough, and he didn't have anything. He had a chest infection, but there wasn't anything horrific happening. But we still had to go in with aprons on. You didn't need a mask or anything like that, so we went in with aprons on, and he had a dressing on his abdomen from a surgery. Made probably a hernia. Probably had a hernia done, and his wound had not gone well, and it was whatever it was. It was a bit leaky, let's say. So I went in to change his dressing, all my stuff, and got the sterile table, everything, did all that. And as I was taking the dressing off, it splattered, right? And as it splattered, some went onto my lip. And I don't know if you know this, but when something hits your lip, especially a liquid, your pretty much automatic reaction is to stick your tongue out and take it in, which is what I did. So I just took in this man's wound juice into my mouth, realised I'd done it, and says, "I'm just gonna have to excuse me for a second." Went out, had a little moment, washed all my mouth out, and went back in and carried on. So that was one. Wound exited in my mouth. Lovely. Nice. The joys of being a nurse. These are just half the stories. Some of the stuff I could tell you, you'd say that never happened. That's what you'd say. You'd all honestly wouldn't believe me. So there's no point in telling you those stories. No point. The other good one from Ward 5, right? Boke. The other one from Ward 5 is that there was somebody came in for something entirely different to what happened, right? They were in for, I don't know, in for surgery or something like that. And they said they've been having this problem with their eye, feeling like infected and really. We noticed their eye was really swollen, and he said it's been like that for months and months. Don't know what it is, no idea what it is. And I was in doing the dressing one of the days on his wound. That's what it was, right? Yeah, I was in doing the dressing, and he was rubbing this eye, and as he rubbed it, I just noticed a little a tiny little dark edge just at the bottom of his eyelash as he was doing it. And I went, oh, do that again. Just pull it. And he pulled it down and I could see something. So I went off, got a little sterile set, came back. Yes, no, I was fine. It was all good. I'm here. I'm still here. Came back with a little set of tweezers and got hold of this little black edge, little tiny little strand, pulled it, 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 pulled it. It was a hair about this long that had been wrapped all in the bottom and around the side of his eye. And as I was doing it, it was going, oh, 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 oh. And within like an hour, 2 hours, his eye was back to normal. But it was a hair. Black, because he had long black hair. This guy, long black hair. It was one of his hairs. This long in the corner, in the bottom of his eye. That's just one of the two of many stories of life on the wards. Nearly half time in that match. Looks a bit crappy. Looks a bit crappy to me. That does. That's not you sleeping tonight. Yeah, so well, I did work in that area as well. I've got lots of stories about that as well. Let me think of a less. There's lots from that. I worked in a psychiatric home as a care assistant before I was a nurse. That was at the Vicky. That was going. That one. I remember that one. No idea. No idea. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows how these things happen? But it was there. Months. He'd had it for months. He'd had it for months. He'd been on antibiotics. He'd been on antibiotics and everything from the doctors. He'd been to the doctors with it and everything. And it was just, I was just doing his dress and I was chatting away to him as I was doing it. And he just went, oh, and I think he went, oh, fuck, or something. Oh, fuck. And just as he pulled his, I just saw this little thing just pop. And I went, oh, what was that? Do that again. And there we go. That was it. Yeah, well, that's what happens. That's what happens. Yeah, it'll be all true. It'll be all true. Everything's true. In fact, probably the best premise to go on is the more ridiculous it sounds, the more untrue it sounds, then it's definitely true. You could write something on it. I did start writing something. I had some characters on it. I did start writing something. Harry Kane, what a finish that was, by the way. Well out of the side of the box. Well outside of the box. No, what? Well, he was on the edge of the D. Great finish. Bottom right-hand corner. 1-0 Spurs into extra time there. That was a great finish. Yes, Karina. Bosh from the future. Karina's letting us know. Great. You had that but with a pube, right? How many Napoleons and Jesus did you have? You talking to me? Talking to me? Tannen? And had a female patient who with a crumbling lower spine. Yes. I've got worse story. Yeah, I've got terrible stories. Terrible, terrible that are not. I probably couldn't tell on here. I probably couldn't tell, not because of the people that are involved. Like, I could get. They wouldn't be named, but the content of the stories isn't good. Like people with stomas. That's all I'll say. People with stomas and ileostomies. Phil, how you doing? How you doing, Phil? How you doing? Good to see you. Patient hospital because Shed took her eye out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you this story. Here's a story I'll tell you. Here's a story I'll tell you. It's not a particularly nice story. So, but it is related to something, actually, now I've thought of it. It's related to something that was one of the questions we spoke about last night, which was your first childhood memory. Daniel's when he got bit by a rabbit, and mine was moving house. And we moved basically just across the road or across into a new bit of the estate, a different bit of the estate. It was less than a minute's walk to where we moved to. And when we moved into that street, which was called Blenheim Road, it was called. That's the street we lived in. We moved to. Apparently, we found out later, my mom and dad found out later, that there was a petition that went round the street, which was a big old street. A petition went round the street because they didn't want a black man living in their street. They came and presented him. They presented my mom and dad with the petition that they didn't want a black man living in their street in 1980. That was 1980. And then about a year later, the same person that represented the street, and this is related to the eye thing, that had presented my mom and dad with the petition, knew mom and dad were nurses, was out cutting his conifer on the front of his garden, and a big chunk of it went in his eye, and he came to my mom and dad for help. And you know what my mom and dad did? Do you know what my mom and dad did? They helped him. Of course they helped him. And they took him in, and then my dad took him to the hospital and sat with him in the A&E, blah, 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 blah. But how about that? 1980, that was a petition. They didn't tell us that for years, till years after, until we were older. They didn't tell us that. She lost an eye. It must have hit it. The Shed must have done something to remove the eye or damage her eye, is what I'm going to go on with that. Still do that in Norfolk? I don't know what you mean. What do you still do? Let me think. What was I talking about? Do petitions? Are you talking about petitions? So yeah, that was related to the eye story. But yeah, loads of nursing stories. Loads. Yeah, there's loads. Loads. And my mom has told me loads as well, from even back in their day. My mom was a cadet nurse from 14 years old. A cadet nurse, my mom was. From 14. Ended up as a senior sister in HDU, ITU, HCU, all of these really important places that you would have never seen me working in. Never. Never. Far too much drama on those wards. And A&E. Never worked in these places. Way too much drama. Enough on the wards. Yes, absolutely. Still enough. She'd. Okay. Okay. So everyone, a quiz on Sunday. Everyone that's in now that you might have come in, that's just come in. Quiz on Sunday, everyone. I'll keep saying it because we can get as many in as we can. Make it competitive. Quiz on Sunday, the 29th, 20 questions, 2 rounds of 10. 2 rounds of 10, everyone. So we'll do the stream. We'll start the stream. We'll start at 8, the stream, and we'll aim to be underway on the quiz between 20 past or between, yeah, let's say 20 past. No, if you all know about it, well, yeah, let's say 20 past. Let's give it a bit. So if we start the stream at 8, we'll say we'll start the quiz between 20 past and half past. Yeah, no, the way your stomach would allow you. There's much diversity in Norfolk. Yeah, well, there's probably still is around the place. There was a girl I used to work with. Is a lovely story of racism for you. There was a girl I used to work with, right? In one of the outpatients departments when I worked in outpatients. And we were sitting having lunch and we were talking about one of the dentists who was a Chinese man, one of the dentists. And he was a really nice man. And we were just chatting about him, and we'd been in, we chatted to him, we needed to do this with him, we did that with him, and da da da. And she was talking about him. And she said, I was chatting to him and he showed me pictures, and he's got two lovely, and I'm not even going to say the word actually because I don't think I should, but she said the word that we used to say called the Chinese. That's what she said. She's got two lovely, he's got two lovely kids. And we all just stopped and went, what? He's got two lovely what? And she said it again. He's got two lovely kids. Like, you can't say that. Can't say what? What are you talking about? Can't say what? What were you talking about? No, you can't say that. Oh, that was in the Western Infirmary. I'm not going to tell you what ward. It was in the it was outpatients, Western Infirmary on the Great Western Road. There's more detail. But yeah, it's just inbuilt into some places still, and it's in families, and it's in all the rest of it. Language like that still gets used. It is tricky to keep up with it. I know it's tricky to keep up with it. It is dead tricky to keep up with what you can say and what you can't say. It really is. No, not Asian. Yeah, Asian, but the word we used to use for going to the Chinese, there was a variation of that, going to the corner shop as well. They used to get called something which some people still call it as well. I still hear that language getting used as well. You know, the Indian gentleman that runs the corner shop doesn't get called that, does it? Yeah, it still gets used. Yeah, I don't know how you ever get rid of it. I don't know how you get rid of that. I don't know that. I don't expect to see that in my lifetime. That disappear unless something radical happens. But I can't see any end to that sort of racist behaviour or racist language. It's so natural within cultures. Horrified by something. I know, but it is. It is. I know. I get that it's generational. But I don't think I'll still be alive when I see the point where it's completely gone from families. You know, all families all over the world are so far now removed from that way of speaking that it's gone. All these terminologies are gone. I don't think I'll ever see that. It's better. It is better. You know, when we go in the NHS, we go on courses that tell you to challenge that behaviour. And I did. I have challenged it on a number of times. Definitely one of the auxiliaries that when I worked on one of the wards was, you know, they tell you to try and describe people other than the color of their skin. Try and use another way to describe somebody. It doesn't have to be the color of the skin. But one of the auxiliaries said, we were trying to get to. She said one of the doctors had left the message, and we said we were saying which doctor was it? She said, which doctor was it? Which doctor? The little brown one. The little brown one, she said. So I had to take her aside and say, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's not correct. Because if you don't challenge it, and I get it, if you don't challenge it, then it's almost like you're accepting it, and they think it's okay. And I know it's not always easy to challenge it, depending on what situation you're in, to challenge language like that. It might not be the right moment to challenge it. But I get that if you don't challenge it, then it's an acceptance on both parties that have heard the words getting said then. And that's why I think it was certainly in a health environment, where we were working as nurses, it was important to challenge that language. We had to just describe him as something else. He's the one that wears the fancy glasses is what we got to in the end. He had a really nice he was always going on about how expensive his glasses were. So that's what it was. It's the one with the fancy glasses because she couldn't pronounce his name, basically. That's what it was. Yeah, between mates, and between closer families, that's fine, but it's not for you're not going on. You don't speak. People wouldn't speak like that in general. I don't think it's right to speak like that generally in about the place, but with closer friends and family, it's almost said tongue in cheek, or you might say things like that tongue in cheek, or it's an inside joke, whatever. Well, with racism, I experienced all my life. I experienced it. It was always funny when I've not had any racism for a lot of years, but all generally as growing up, I did, which is to be expected in the era that I grew up in. But it was always funny. What I always found funny is when I was with white people and somebody abused me racially. They were always like, "What? Did that just happen? What did he say to you? Did he just say that to you?" And I would just go, "Yeah, that's what happens." That's it, because it just wore off a duck's back eventually. But I think it definitely made me more defensive growing up, and that's been that's been launched at me a few times. You're quite defensive. You're quite defensive, and that's probably from that being a little bit protective of myself and being annoyed from that growing up. I remember one of the cruel kids, Stephen Bennett. Stephen Bennett he always used to give me grief, racist grief. But I laughed at this one. He came up to me one day and he said, I don't know what I saw him coming up to me. I thought, oh God, here we go. We would have been in primary school, so I was probably 11, and he'd have been 12. He was just about to go to the secondary school. Going out to the playground for break time, and he could see him come up to me. I thought, oh God, here we go. And he said, are you all right? Are you all right, mate? Are you all right? I went, what? He said, you okay? You look a bit browned off. And walked off. I went, that's not too bad. As far as racism goes, it's not too bad. But yeah, had it all my life, and other people have dealt with other things, all relative. Small violins makes you stronger. All of that, I think, probably is true. Does make you stronger, but it's not nice. It's not nice. Banter was awesome, was it, Dave? Was it? Right, night, Adam. I'm going to be finishing off now anyway. I've kept all of you lovely people way too long. Brown, yes. Well, one of the things they taught us is not to say brown. That's it's white or black. We should say, even when I wouldn't consider myself as black. But How else are you describing me in terms of color? But that's why you should look for other descriptive ways to try and identify somebody. Yeah. Well, I never got once, as I said before, Gary, you might have heard me say this before. I never got once racially abused once in Scotland, and I lived there for 18, nearly 20 years. 18 years, lived in Scotland, just over 18 years. And I never got racially abused once there. But I did get you fucking English. That's what I did get. That's what I got a lot over there. And I was always like waiting for it to be racist and then go, you English. And I went, oh, I'll take that. That's fine. I don't mind that. I'll have a bit of that. Yeah. It's a topic that could get talked about a lot. We used to talk about it a lot at work. They used to come up a lot. And what? Because it just did. It used to come up a lot. It used to be a hot topic at work, what you can say and what you can't say. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just thinking of things that it's like I can't tell you these things. I can't honestly tell you these things. I can't. Right. That's us an hour and 20 minutes, everyone. You know, I'm going to wrap it up now. You know, I'm going to wrap it up. So, as I said, everyone, it is Sunday the 29th for the quiz. So get yourselves ready for the quiz. And obviously, you're going to need a pen and a paper for that. And we're happy that we're just all doing our own scores, and that worked well. So that's fine, right? So we'll do that again. 20 questions, 2 rounds of 10 on Sunday. We'll be rumming and ranting again tomorrow night, about the same time, 8, half 8, as normal. And then Wednesday, schedule for the week, we're on here. It's Wednesday, we've got the Man United Forest game, which is the cup game, and then rumming and ranting on the Thursday, and then quiz on Sunday. So that's where we're at, everyone. So thanks, everyone, for coming in. As always, enjoyed that. Again, as always, always enjoy that. We always get into some random things on here, which is why I'll continue to do it. And as I said, if I was getting a bit burned out, I would tell it and I would have a little break. But I'm okay. I'm good. I'm all good. Loving the tool journey. Loving doing this. Loving doing everything that's happening at the moment. It's keeping me busy, as I said. And thanks to all of you lot for keeping me busy as well and jumping in and coming on the streams. And I still watch them back and I still see all your comments. So don't worry about that. That still happens as well. Like I said, tomorrow night we'll carry on again, Rum and Rants, and then you know the rest of the schedule for the week. So as you're going out the door, smash the like. And if you're not subscribed, which I'm sure you all are, then hit the subscribe. I think it's all right. It's just a bit cold, so maybe coats on. You might need gloves as well. And if you've got stuff to do tomorrow, then as always, if it's not unusual to you, as Tom Jones once said, then make sure it's nothing that I wouldn't do